Everybody, is Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast, and a devastating loss for the Los Angeles Lakers for their home playoff opener against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, look, before this series got started, there was a lot of talk of just how, look, the Lakers should win this series. However, this is a great spot for Anthony Edwards. A lot of talking heads were saying this is a great spot for Anthony Edwards to really showcase himself, right? Can he stand out in this series and make this a very long series and not just get swept or have a gentleman's sweep? Okay. Look, we understand that, the betting favorite has Los Angeles Lakers. How can you not? Okay. Obviously, with just the addition of Luka Doncic paired with LeBron James, that's going to be a very hard duo to beat. But what people have been talking about is that the Minnesota Timberwolves do present a problem for the Lakers, and it is with their size. Okay. So look, Anthony Edwards, honestly, didn't really have his most efficient or best game. And what I liked about what I saw with Anthony Edwards tonight was the fact that he let the game come to him. He did not force anything. He made a lot of appropriate reads when it came to the double team. He has 9 assists, 22 points. He's a plus 22 on the basketball court and making smart decisions, right? I mean, look, we didn't get any crazy quotes from Anthony Edwards leading to the series. He said all the right things. He just said, look, we understand the Lakers are the favorites to beat us, as they should, with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Nobody wants to see us win. Okay, I disagree with that. I think that, if you have a guy like Anthony Edwards, this is a great spot. As many as mentioned earlier, as many as others mentioned earlier, this is a great spot for him to really put himself as a face of the league if he gets through this series or makes this series very compelling, right? But he said all the right things. I mean, this is one of the first games that I've seen Anthony Edwards truly handle a game like a pro. And when I say pro, meaning he wasn't forcing. He didn't force anything. He picked his spots carefully. He embraced the double team. Anthony Edwards, he's improved his three-point shooting this year, shooting almost 40, if not 40%, or about 40%. Okay, so he is going to be a threat on the perimeter just because of the fact that Karl Anthony Towns is gone. So he was going to get a lot of attention on the offensive side this season, and was getting frustrated with the double team. But it seemed like he has embraced the double team and has learned how to play within the flow of the offense, and therefore other guys were able to step up, and this is a scary for the Lakers, just from the standpoint of the fact that they were able to get blown out like this at home. Okay, and they didn't really have a dominant game from Anthony Edwards. Yes, Anthony Edwards was starting to cook a little bit towards the end of the second half, and kind of pad the big lead. But I mean, this game got away from the Lakers in the second quarter. Okay, I mean, they look like the Lakers were looking like full control in the first quarter, and then second quarter, it's like the Minnesota Timberwolves did what the Lakers are doing a lot of teams and getting them in the fast break. And they're playing very good defense. I know Rudy Gobert didn't contribute much on the offensive side, but him patrolling the paint caused a lot of disruption as he's a plus 14 or plus or minus stat line. Okay, and then we had a Julius Randle sighting, right? I mean, Julius Randle played some good defense, 16 points. Okay, you want something like that from your starter. Could Randle give you a little bit more? Sure, but ultimately the game was lost because they don't have a guy like Naz Reid coming off the bench. Okay, they don't really have the Lakers. And I've said this before when they had lost to the Warriors towards the end of the season, is that the Lakers, maybe can disagree. I know they have Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, but look, it's going to come down to these guys' productivity. And Dorian Finney-Smith, okay, and Gabe Vincent, you're going to have to get more than 3 points from those guys. When the Lakers are absolutely destroying teams, yes, Luka's cooking. Luka had a great game. Okay, he had 37 points. His game is not on Luka Doncic, okay? But when you're having Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith knocking down open threes, corner threes, this team becomes very, very hard to beat. It hides a lot of defensive deficiencies on the Lakers. It hides a lack of size. I don't know what's going on with Jackson Hayes. It seemed like when Luka first came there, Jackson Hayes was that lob threat. He was that he was that gaffer, likely type of big that Luka was used to in Dallas. And I feel like they for some reason they've gotten away from that. Okay, so this is going to be a very interesting series. I don't think Lakers fans should panic, but they should be on alert now. Look, this is a great Vegas betting trap game. Okay, I mean, just kind of how you see Anthony Edwards leading up to the game. He was just coming off as a different, much more mature player going into this postseason where he's coming off of getting to the Western Conference from losing the Western Conference Finals, right? So this team is very experienced. Okay, I know they lost some players. They got some veterans in DiVincenzo and Julius Randle, and they look absolutely good, right? So I fully expect the Lakers to, because look, when the Lakers are rolling, they're steamrolling everybody, right? They steamroll a lot of guys, but they didn't get that opening Laker game. The Minnesota Timberwolves played absolutely well defensively, and if I'm the Lakers, man, I'm thinking like, should you elect to not double team Anthony Edwards to let other guys get involved, right? You should probably just let Anthony Edwards exhaust himself on offense and have to exhaust himself on defense, and take what you get from Anthony Edwards on the one-on-ones. Okay, and then you provide help defense on the back end, because you can't be having guys like, you can't be leaving guys like Naz Reid. Okay, you can't be letting guys like Julius Randle get off. Okay, you really gonna have to pick your poison, because Anthony Edwards hasn't had a game to detonate yet. Okay, and if he is not gonna detonate and play like this and let the other team get involved and not let it be the Anthony Edwards show, this is going to be a very difficult series for the Lakers, dragging it out. Okay, for the Lakers to be well rested coming to this game was not good. You know what I'm saying? Not good, but it's only game one. All right, we had a very lopsided loss with the Milwaukee Bucks losing to the Pacers, and then this is a lopsided home loss. Okay, for the Lakers at home on their showcase game. Okay, they've been well rested. We want to see the Lakers. Okay, they've been talked about as, not KFC, not OKC. We hear all the jokes with Shannon Sharpe, and he's kind of started that trend. Lakers in 5. Okay, well, now it's definitely going to have to be Lakers in 5, right? It's going to have to be Lakers in 5. You don't want to give up these home games early. It's a premium, but you can't rely on the greatness of LeBron James and Luka Doncic, that you can win anywhere. Okay, home games do matter. You want to take care of home court. All right, and the Lakers are gonna have to fight to win the next game and get home court and fight for home court back. Okay, the Minnesota Timberwolves came with a game plan and they executed, and they did that. All right, so I mean, I agree with a lot of talking heads that saying that this is a great spot for Anthony. I absolutely do. Okay, this was a very good game for Anthony Edwards, despite him not having his best scoring game. Or when I say scoring, he had 22 points, but if you watch the game, he really got going late. But he played well defensively. He really did. He bothered LeBron James at times, bothered Luka at times. Okay, and he picked his spots and embraced the double team. The Minnesota Timberwolves played a very smart offensive game and defensive game. I think the Lakers should be on alert, not to lose this series, but this series could be long. And now at this point, you know what I'm saying, it's going to have a lot of people talking right now, because just in the manner they lost, it wasn't a close game. After the first quarter, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Lakers turned the ball over, getting on the break. Minnesota just walked them all the way. Just finished them off. At any point after the third quarter, the Lakers had no hope, right? So anyways, guys, y'all let me know what y'all think about this game, the Minnesota Timberwolves performance and Lakers performance, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.